Now, I think we are all particularly excited about Christmas, especially this year. And in the studio with me today, I have Brenda. Now, Brenda, we were talking earlier about how mostly with Christmas, turkey is not as popular because it's terribly dry, especially the breast. Mm-hmm. And I think this year we are going to bring turkey back.
Great.
So I'm going to show you how to make my tremendously moist, terrific turkey, okay? And the way we're going to do that is quick and easy. So I think this year what we really want to do is spend time with our friends and family, and we do not want to be stressing about our menu. So this one is going to be one you're going to be able to use not only for Christmas, but I'm thinking for Thanksgiving as well.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get started. Now, I've chosen a small to medium kind of bird. Mm-hmm. This is 3.8 kilos, which we said was about
7 to 8 pounds.
7 to 8 pounds. And the easiest way to cook this is actually if we do it as a spatchcock cut.
Yes.
So we're going to cut this bird down the backbone. This will allow us to cook it in almost half the time. So there's more time for festivities. All right, talking about festivities, cheers. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank
All
you.
right, excellent. So there we go. So what I've got here is I've got our turkey. I'm going to just cut down the backbone. I've got a sharp bread knife, and you want to make sure that you're just holding it safely on the side. And just be careful with these little ribs because they do tend to get you on the knuckles. And if you've got a really super strong pair of kitchen scissors, that might work as well. And this actually can be done the day before. So if you really are one of those chefs that when your friends and family arrive, you're crying and you're drinking excessively, okay? This might be something you want to do the day before, and then all the stress is done. So we've got that open. Now you need just to be a little bit firm, and we're just going to break that down. All right, so that is officially a spatchcocked turkey. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty easy. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So
very simple.
The different kinds of stuffings. Now, of course, there are so many different stuffings, and you can decide on what your favorite is. But my favorite, especially for the turkey, is we need obscene amounts of flavor and moisture. And the way we're going to do that is through my traditional stuffing, where I'm using beautiful bacon. So I'm going to caramelize that bacon, and this is how we made this one. We're going to caramelize the bacon, and then when the bacon is nice and brown, we're going to add either the chicken or the pork sausage meat. Mm-hmm. Now, when those are done, we then add the onions. Now, usually the onions get all the attention, but I like to actually fry the bacon off, get that lovely fat. It's called rendering the fat. Mm-hmm. Fry the onions in there, and then I have added some butter, so obscene amounts of butter. Butter, it's like turkey moisturizer.
Yes.
There we go. And then we've cooked it, and we've actually done this so that it can cool, so that by the time you stuff it, it's not hot and you're not battling to do it. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I've actually got enough for 2 turkeys here. So I don't know how big your family is and how many you'll be doing, but what we've got is, that is beautiful stuffing. And I think we were saying that we wouldn't mind eating that just as it is. It smells glorious. Smells glorious. So we'll just do half of that. And then I've got beautiful fresh, if you just put that, I'll put that over there so you don't burn yourself. What I've got here are some beautiful fresh breadcrumbs. Much prefer it to the dry. And these you can just do in your food processor or even use a grater. So if you're stuck and you don't have a food processor, you can just grate them. So we're going to add the breadcrumbs. And that is why that butter that I put in there, the obscene amounts of butter, is so important, because no one wants a dry breadcrumb. No one wants a dry breadcrumb. All right, so just going to mix that together. And like I said, this can be done the day before, so that it's nice and cold and easy to use. How's your stirring?
Great.
You want to give that a stir? Now, before we stuff this bird, and generally when you're doing the turkey, you would stuff that into the cavity. Now, that makes it difficult when you are carving. So I'm already planning for, at the table when people are looking at you, and you want that round of applause when you carve the turkey. So with this way of stuffing it, we'll actually have the stuffing exactly where it belongs, under the skin. Mm-hmm. It's easier to carve, and like I said, it acts as that moisturizer or basting for the turkey. So what I'm going to do here is just using your thumbs, and if you've got long nails, you might want to put gloves on, and we're going to use this turkey skin as a little envelope or a pocket to put our stuffing into. Now, you might want to just do a little bit of Pilates for your turkey, just so you can get your thumb right down onto the drumstick. So for the first time in history, we're going to have stuffing on the turkey drumstick.
Good.
It's very exciting. Okay. All right. So loosening it up. And then what we're going to do is feed that in there, feed that stuffing in there with a tablespoon or something else that is going to fit. So just over here, there's a little bit of a, we just need to loosen that. So don't let me,
Oh.
yeah. And if you puncture the skin, just forgive yourself, because it can still, you know, we
It'll
can
still
still stuff it. But that is a beautiful little pocket of stuffing.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I've got that tablespoon, and what we're going to do is just feed that under the skin. Now, you're going to put a few spoons in here, and then we are going to push this all the way down under onto those, onto the thigh and onto the drumstick. And it's terribly easy to do, provided you have loosened that skin. So just down, under, feed it through, and then reshape.
Okay.
It's going to be a very plump bird.
Okay.
Yeah, very plump. There we go. And now we just have to do exactly the same on the breast, and then the other thigh and the drumstick.
Okay.
Yeah. You're doing a very good job there. As you can see, there's time for maybe even a sip of a cocktail while you prepare. Now, the trick to this is stuffing it with that lovely stuffing, but also getting ready to give this bird some flavor on the skin. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to create a very luxurious spray tan for our turkey. Now, when I say a turkey spray tan, I'm talking about maybe a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to use some of our beautiful spices. And I'm going to use my Ras Al Hanout spice mix.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
It sounds very expensive, okay? But what it is, it's just a fragrant blend of turmeric and cumin and coriander. And you can use an assortment of spices that you might already have. But I've got some ready here. And as you can see, it's a glorious color, lots of orange, okay, because the turkey skin does tend to be a little bit bland, and we actually want it to be the hero of the dish so that everyone is fighting over it. That's what we're hoping to achieve. Beautiful, that's perfect, that's
All right.
perfect. All right, so now we are happy that this bird has got significant stuffing and flavor. I do have a second bird, but you can, like I said, you can do as many as you want. So just reshaping that lovely breast. And then what we are going to do here is the spray tan. So I've got a little pastry brush. Of course, if you were feeling particularly lazy, you could just actually put the dry spice mix on there. But I'm going to do it in a little bowl. I've got some extra virgin olive oil. Now, if you didn't like oil, although we put a lot of butter in there, so I hope you do like a little bit of moisturizer. What you could do, if this was not Christmas and you were doing this for a normal family meal during the week, this could actually be some water.
Oh.
So you don't have to use the oil.
Okay.
All right, so this here is ready to paint on. So I'm just really making a lovely smooth paste. I just added enough oil, and try not to flick this on anyone. This is with the turmeric in there. It's a lovely culinary stain as well. So brushing it onto that turkey. It's already looking more expensive, okay, and mysterious, all right, and very festive actually. So we're just going to paint that flavor on. We're basically painting on the happiness for Christmas. And I think this is going to be glorious. What do you think?
I think it's going to taste amazing.
Fabulous. Let's
It's
make
gonna
sure
come
we...
out with such a gorgeous color now.
Absolutely. All right, I'll let you spray tan the rest of that.
Yep.
And then all we have to do is season the skin. Now, seasoning the skin is very important, because even though we've done a spice mix,
Right.
we do need to add some salt and pepper. And we've got a beautiful flavor from our bacon and our sausage meat, but a little bit of salt snow on the outside of this will just finish it off nicely. So when I talk about salt snow, what we've got here is, I like to take a little bit of just plain sea salt and a little tea strainer. Now, the tea strainer in your bottom drawer is going to come in very handy for seasoning. And I always say, if you don't season your food, it shows you don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah, is there nothing worse than when you've gone through all this effort and then your friends sit down to eat it and you haven't seasoned it? It's quite disappointing. All right. So what we're going to do is a little bit of salt, and that's about a teaspoon of salt in my little tea strainer, and then just a little bit of salt snow, and that is the best way to get an even covering of your seasoning.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It won't be thicker in one spot
Yes.
that way.
And I'm not going to use rock salt here because rock salt would,
too much.
yeah, would be too much. So a nice fine bit of sea salt. We are actually done.
Great.
This bird is ready to go in the oven. Now, for going in the oven, what we do want is, and this is not going to take as long as normal, so this is going to take about an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and then we're going to put our oven on at about 200 degrees Celsius, and this is going to be a tremendous turkey. Brilliant.
Wait to eat it.
I know, me too. Let's drink to that. Cheers.